Hello, everyone. This is Anish Verma, and you're listening to the Empower Your Mind for Success podcast, a podcast for anyone who wants to build an entrepreneurial mindset. Earlier today, I was listening to a podcast from Seth Godin, who's the guru of digital marketing. Published multiple books, and he's one of the most popular digital marketers and a coveted, entrepreneur and mentor and coach. And I was listening to some of his podcasts from 2012-2013 timeframe. And in one of the podcasts, he mentioned that, quitting is underrated. And he went on to explain that, lot of people quit all the time. However, the timing of when they quit is really unfortunate, untimely. He went on to explain that a lot of people put in a lot of effort, especially the entrepreneurs. They keep building their product, their service, but when the going gets tough and things are not working out, right when they are reaching the tipping point where things are going to fall in their favor, but they can't see it, they quit. And a lot of people, when they might see the writing on the wall that what they're trying to do is in the red ocean may not be as unique, or they may not have a unique value proposition, they don't quit because they keep on, fighting for the product or their service, and they get carried away as opposed to worrying about the end customer, the value they can provide, and the market situation. And Seth said that, a lot of people, do not understand, when is the right time to quit. And I think that is something that we as entrepreneurs need to be very careful about. And it is always a good idea to test the market way early to figure out, whether what you are doing is worth pursuing or not. Now, there are two ways to look at it. I know what you're thinking, right? Nobody was looking for a Twitter, or nobody was looking for a WhatsApp. Nobody was looking for a Facebook, but they came about and they became billion-dollar companies. And I understand that. That's a good viewpoint to have. But how many such companies exist? Maybe you can count them on your two hands that have become that successful. So these unicorns do come about every now and then, but they're very rare, right? And the other point of view is, and even Seth talks about it, right? He says that entrepreneurs should not get carried away about the product or their service, right? They need to get carried away with the value that you can provide to your end customers. And if you can test that sooner, if you can provide a value proposition that your clients are willing to pay for, then that's fine. And you don't have to go after each and every one. You need to have a very specific niche, a specific sector, a specific market that you're going after. And that what will make you profitable, right? Whatever a client or an end customer is willing to buy is what sells in the market, obviously, right? That was a pretty sentence, but that is true. But a lot of entrepreneurs, and I've made that same mistake. I have built businesses with the assumption that if I build it, they will come. It doesn't work anymore in today's environment, in today's world. Right? You need to provide value. People will pay for value. People will pay for uniqueness. People will pay for, even if the product or service is expensive, if that can provide value, then I think people will be willing to go for it. And I think that is something that we all need to think about. So when he was saying this, I was kind of reflecting back, into my background, trying to find analogies of this, and the closest that I came to was my engineering days. In engineering, in product development, we are taught that the sooner you fix the mistake, the cheaper it is, right? So if you're trying to build a product and you find out, maybe through early market research, that this product's features are not worthy enough, or you need to change course and add new features, the sooner you find that in the product development phase, the cheaper it is to fix. And Seth was talking about the same thing from an entrepreneurial perspective. He said it's cheaper to quit earlier than later, because later you are more wedded, you are more invested. You may not think about sunk cost at that time because there's a lot of money that you have put in, and you will keep on going. There'll be something inside you that will keep on, egging you to keep on going. But if you quit sooner, it is much cheaper to quit. Now, I've always mentioned in my previous podcast that one should never quit, right? And there are multiple case studies. I cited even one yesterday, and I even quoted Ruben Gonzalez and his book Fight for Your Dreams, which spoke about studies where the probability of success is 95% if you don't quit, which is all correct. I think what Seth was trying to explain in his podcasts were, if you want to quit, you quit way earlier when it is really, really cheap to quit. But he did not necessarily mean quit. He's not asking you to quit on your dream or your goal. What he was saying is you got to course correct and figure out the right way to move forward. You got to figure out the right strategy. You got to figure out the right market. You got to figure out the right niche. That's what he means. It took me a while, to sort this out, to figure it out, because nobody preaches quitting, but that is what he meant. And I wanted you guys to understand that as well. And you can look up Seth Godin. These podcasts are from 2012 to 2013, about 15 of them in a series where he was coaching entrepreneurs before they started their project and their business. And it was a very fascinating series, very interesting series. But, that is what I took away, right? So, there are always good ways to find what is the best way to sell your service or sell your product or find a market. But that is way, way early in the cycle. On the contrary, there are a lot of mentors now who talk about identifying a market that needs certain service or a product, asking them exactly what they're looking for, and then building it and giving it to them. So you don't even start building a product till you know who your market is and what they're looking for, right? It's like, it's taught a lot in the automotive world as well. They call it the voice of customer, VOC. Unless you understand your voice of your customer, their requirements, you don't start designing any product or a service or a feature in the car or the Jeep or the SUV, whatever they're designing or building. So that is what, you guys should think of. We all entrepreneurs need to solve a problem. That is what entrepreneurs do, right? We solve a problem, right? We don't create a hammer and look for nails. We find the problem, we find the nail, we find the issue, and then we find the right tool by which we can solve the problem, right? It's very different in a job, right? In a job, we all have our methodologies, our frameworks, and we try to solve problems with most of those frameworks. And in a job environment, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But in entrepreneurial environment, you always need to find the tool for a particular problem and then go about selling that tool in the best way possible when you're adding a lot of value to that solution, to that tool, right? So yes, quitting is underrated, like Seth mentioned, but what he mentioned was, sooner you identify the fix, sooner you pivot, the sooner you course correct, the cheaper it is, the better it is for the entrepreneur, and it is better for your end client and your customer at the end of the day. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you find these podcasts valuable. If you do, please subscribe. Please leave some feedback. That'll give me some kind of encouragement as well. Thank you for listening. Remember, you have unlimited potential. Own it. Until next time, take care.